talk about is the concept of isma, and that the imams never use miracles to deal with reality. So when we read these books about A'imah, about Fatima al-Zahra, about A'imah, when we read these books of akhlaq, don't say that their good akhlaq is not doable. That is a trick of shaitan. Everything that they do, except for talking to the angels, except doing miracles, except having the knowledge of all these other things, but human things that they do, it is doable for you. When Imam Sadiq would ask his retainer, what's going on out in the world? Oh, it's a drought. He would say, food is scarce. He would say, well, take our food and give it away, so we can endure the hardship along with the people. Imam Hussain could have had the angels help. He could have had the jinn help. But he endured it like a human being. He could have used his Wilada and said, ground, open up now and take down the army. No, he endured it just like a normal human being. He took those arrows just like you and I would. He took those swords just like you and I would. When he could have did what? Used one of the greatest names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, done deal. That's evidence that the A'imah never use miracles or anything of that nature to deal in humanitarian affairs. If someone spit on them, they wiped it off like anybody else would. If someone slandered them, they kept it inside and felt bad like anybody else would. This is the climax of the speech. So you are in error when you think about the akhlaq of Ahlul Bayt and you say, oh well, they're masoom. No, yes they are, but what they did is doable for you also. Rasulullah rarely had food cooked in any of his 9 houses. Why do you think he tied the rock to his stomach most of the time to keep his stomach from growling? When he could have had any of the angels bring a table spread just like they brought it for Isa. Who has higher rank, Isa or Rasulullah? But he didn't. He endured it because he wanted the people to know, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted the people to know that follow their example. Because everything that they go through, they don't use their special powers. They don't use the greatest names of Allah. The only time they use miracles and things of such is just to prove that they're true. That's it. They don't get out of trouble. For example, when Imam Sadiq was being brought to one of the caliphs of the time, I forget the name right now, he was reciting a dua. So the caliph said, paraphrasing, when Imam Jafar Sadiq comes in, obviously you call him Imam, alayhi salam, you chop his head. So when the Imam was walking with the guy bringing him, he was reciting a dua. Right? He was reciting a dua. So when he went in there, the caliph flipped his tone. He went from being angry to being nice and honoring him, right? So when they left, the guy said, when we walked in here, he said, I know that he was going to kill you. But when we walked in here, you were mumbling something, and he taught him the dua. This dua works for you too. If you go ahead and look through the books of dua that we have from Ahlul Bayt, many of those duas are the duas that they use themselves that work for them and work for you, provided you believe. They don't work for everybody. Why? Because you have to believe that it's going to work. So it's not exclusive. What do you think? Why do you think you have books of dua? The Imam didn't just write books of dua for you. They themselves said those dua and said, well, here, you take benefit from them as well. They'll work for you like they work for me, providing you believe. So inshallah, we will go forward with a better understanding of the concept of isma, being ma'soom, realizing that it is doable. You can be the Fatima al-Zahra of your time. You can be the Salman Farsi of your time if you want to. These guys out here, these ladies out here are following the footsteps of kafirs. This was a famous kafir, someone followed in his footsteps and got famous like them. This was a famous kafir, someone followed in the footsteps and got famous like them. We can apply this concept in Islam, but we don't even think like that. Who is my idol? We'll say some football player. Rasulullah is literally my idol. Or this. We don't even think like that. But we need to start thinking like that. Because our Imam, who we're commemorating his birth, he's waiting for us. It's been said that if he had 313 believers, he'd be here right now. Some narrators say 40. But the bottom line is, why is he here? Because we put people on a level that they're high. Maybe they're not as high as they should be as far as Ahlul Bayt concerned. For me to say, I'm Shia, Ana Shia, Ana Shia, Ana Shia, I can say that all day. It's different when the Ahlul Bayt says, this is my Shia. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد اللهم كن لي وليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائي في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا والناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين والسلام على من اتبع الهدى. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.